This short video will take you through the process of installing Read and Understood from the Microsoft SharePoint store. Grant the app permissions. Add the app to a SharePoint page. Configure the app and enable for use with a single library. Finally, process 2 documents and receive acknowledgement reading requests. We'll start by adding the app to a SharePoint site. From the site home page, click the cog in the top right-hand corner of the page. Then click Site Contents. From the new menu, click Apps. In the My Apps page, click the link Find More Apps in the SharePoint store and in the search box type WA2 00 00 75 64. Click the button Add to App Site. A pop-up will appear asking you to confirm data access. Click Add. Click the link provided to log in to Microsoft Online, which you must sign into with an account that has Microsoft Global Administrator role. Sign in when prompted. You will now see a list of the enterprise app permissions required by Read and Understood. Click Accept. You will now have been redirected to the Read and Understood website installation instructions page. You can close the browser window or tab. Return to the SharePoint site you installed the app, and from the site homepage, click New and then click Page. Next, at the top of the page is some navigation links. Click Apps. If you don't see this option, you may not have selected to create the page from the home page of the site. From the app view, you should now see Read and Understood listed. Click the icon and click Create Page. In the Page Properties panel, enter the title which will automatically set the file name you enter. For example, type Read and Understood app. From the Available Region drop-down, select the region you would like to be hosted, selecting the region closest to your organization. For those with small usage requirements, in terms of number of document updates and a few users, can benefit from the free version, but you must choose East US. For customers who require a paid plan, you can select any region where you will be able to trial the app for 1 month before requiring to subscribe to continue to use the app. I'll select UK South. Choose monthly or annual subscription for the purposes of the trial. But you can change this if you later choose to subscribe to a paid plan. The initial site subscription page will appear. This will provide details about the app, including our terms of service, privacy policy, and GDPR privacy notice. Check the confirmation box and click Agree, Subscribe, and Start Trial. Complete the Order Summary Details page by filling in the required information. Click the confirmation checkbox and click Enable Subscription. As a result of clicking Enable Subscription, you will be invited, via email, to our Zoho customer portal where you will need to complete your account setup. If you need to manage your subscription, you do it through the Zoho customer portal. The next process will take a minute or two as it will create a new database for your tenant. Once the database is created, you will be asked to provide an email address that in the event of an application problem, we can contact you. This email address is not used for marketing purposes. Having typed in the email, a verification code is sent to that mailbox. Enter the code in the box provided. If you didn't pick the free subscription option, you will also need to provide an account to send emails from. We recommend setting up a shared mailbox as this doesn't require a Microsoft license. You can change it later if you don't have one already created. Again, setting the email address will cause a verification code to be sent to that mailbox. When you close the Site Management panel, you should be automatically redirected to enable a library. Alternatively, you can manually access the library enablement from the navigation. From the selection of libraries, click the library you wish to enable. The pop-up asks you to confirm enable this library, then asks you to pick the site you wish the Read and Understood admin app to be managed from, which only applies where subsites exist. Click Enable Library. Read and Understood will only monitor for document changes in enabled libraries. You will be redirected in the app to our Document Selectors page. If you need to come back to the page later, from the app navigation, click Manage Document Selectors, click the site, then click the library you wish to manage the selectors for. Document selectors in Read and Understood are rules by which the app will manage acknowledgement requests for a library. For this video demonstration, we'll enable the app to make all documents available for acknowledgement, but only once a SharePoint column is populated with the acknowledge addressees. Click Edit for the library document selector the app created for us. We need to check or update the following settings. Disable document selection is set to No. Use SharePoint column for addressees, set to Yes. Enter an owner account. This is the nominated person to receive the reports of who did and did not acknowledge reading. Again, if you want emails to go to multiple users, we recommend a shared mailbox. Set duration. For production, as a guide 30 days would cater for leave or illness of employees. When evaluating the app, set the duration to 7 days. Set send reminder. For production, a guide would be 7 days after the notification has gone out. For evaluation we could set it to 1. Set repeat reminder. For production, select 3 to repeat weekly until the end of the cycle. Lastly, set onboarding to new group members from midnight tonight. Before we click Save and Close, I'll explain some of the setting choices we made. When we refer to the duration, that's the read and understood lifecycle from the point of sending the first acknowledgement reading request, and the number of days it will complete that cycle. If, and this is a likely scenario, users still haven't acknowledged reading a document once it has completed its read and understood lifecycle, then you have 2 options. The owner summary provides a link in the email so you can manually restart the process for those that did not acknowledge. The same rules apply, and in my example they'd have a further 30 days, with reminders every 7 days. The alternative is to automate the reissue. An option under Site Settings to automatically reissue documents with pending acknowledgement reading requests. The other option was onboarding. We'll be working with either SharePoint or Entra ID groups to send acknowledgement reading requests to employees. Our onboarding feature will monitor group changes, and if new employees are added to groups used for Read and Understood, the app will onboard them by sending acknowledgement reading requests for the appropriate documents. Click Save and Close. Go back to your SharePoint site we added the app to, and open the library you enabled previously. 3 site columns have been created by the app for us to manage user acknowledgements. Within the library, click Add a column. Click Show or Hide columns. Check the options for 2 columns RAU_acknowledge addressees and RAU_notification addressees and click Apply. The 2 columns will be added to the library view. Select the drop-down for the column header for RAU_acknowledge addressees, click Column Settings, then click Edit. Give the column a more meaningful name. Repeat the steps for RAU_notification addressees. We'll next update 2 documents and add a different group to each document for the acknowledgement addressees. It's very likely that your documents will need acknowledging by different groups or teams within your organization. This shows how we can assign one or many groups to a document for addressing users. The app will identify members of the group and send an acknowledgement email reading request to each member. By selecting a document, opening the context menu, clicking More, and then clicking Properties, we can see the Properties panel for that document. Locate the Acknowledgement Addressees column and add either a SharePoint or Entra ID group. You can add individual users, which is fine for an evaluation, however this doesn't work in a production setup. If you needed to add another user, when using groups, simply add users to groups and the onboarding feature will manage it. By adding users to the column means changing the file properties, so any changes would create a new version of the document. A new version of the document initiates a complete read and understood lifecycle for that new version, so everyone would be asked to acknowledge. I'm going to assign the Human Resource group to the Absence Management document. We'll now update the next document. Again, open the context menu for the file, click More and click Edit Properties. As this document needs to be acknowledged by all employees, we'll use our All Employees group. This library has major minor versioning and approval enabled. If you are not using these SharePoint features, then the app works the same, you just won't have to perform these next steps to submit and approve. If you are using these features, then the app will ignore these files until the document has been approved and becomes a major version before attempting to send acknowledgement reading requests. We'll now run through the process of sending immediate acknowledgement reading requests for the two documents just approved. You wouldn't have to do this if you don't need to get the information out to your users immediately, as the app will automatically process the documents created or changed at midnight. We provide this feature should your document contain business-critical information you need to get to employees immediately. Back in the Read and Understood app. From the navigation, go to Manage Document Selectors, click the site, click the library. Click the play icon in the top right of the page. The play icon loads the Manage Document Version Lifecycles page. This will check the library for any documents that have been updated and are available for read and understood to send acknowledgement reading requests for. We can select both documents and click Process Selected Documents now. This will start sending emails to users in the groups assigned to those documents. Let's take a look at the emails received. The user I'm testing with is not a member of the Human Resources group, so did not receive an acknowledgement request for absence management. The first email simply shows that an immediate processing request was made. The second email provides instructions for me to read and acknowledge the annual leave procedure document. Clicking the link to the file will open the document in the browser. It's important to note the document remains in the site library and not within the app. We are simply providing a link to the document in SharePoint. The Click Here to Confirm Acknowledgement button will take the user to the app where they can complete their acknowledgement. Read and Understood ensures secure, verified document acknowledgement by requiring Microsoft login authentication. The acknowledgement page in the app is fully customizable. You'll notice that users have to check an option to confirm they have opened and read the document. In addition, we provide two buttons. The green button simply confirm acknowledgement, and the red button is still a positive acknowledgement but enables the user acknowledging to provide comments, which might be to flag the document owner of any omission or editorial errors. Next steps. We provide a Teams app that is particularly useful for those who have been onboarded and may have to manage multiple acknowledgement reading requests. While it's a Teams app, it can also be added to SharePoint Pages, Office 365 and Outlook. More details can be found on the readandunderstood.com website. That Acknowledge Teams app is free to use by customers evaluating or on a paid subscription.